So our message today is the universal voice. And so Chris has already primed the pump for us, if you will, with the meditation and the prayer. And so this song that I'm going to play is by Ty Stevens. And I'm excited because Ty is going to be with us February for our in-person service. And Ty, well, I'm not going to go there. I'll share that when he's here so that he can hear it. So this is a song by Ty Stevens called A Willing Vessel. So I just invite you to take it within.
God breathe through me, God feel through me, God see through me, God heal through me, God love through me, God speak through me, God move through me, God live through me. I am an instrument, a willing vessel. God breathe through me, God feel through me, God see through me, God heal through me, God love through me, God speak through me, God move through me, God live through me. I am an instrument, a willing vessel.
Let's just take a breath. God breathe through me, God feel through me, God see through me, God hear through me, God love through me, God speak through me, God move through me, God live through me. I am an instrument, a willing vessel. So delicious, so delicious. So I have a question. Are you a willing vessel for the universal voice that is God? Real question. Are you a willing instrument, a willing vessel of the universal voice of God? Yes. And the reason why it's yes is because you're here. You're here. You're walking your path. You're doing your work. You're showing up. You're being present to the presence that is God. Because we are an instrument for the voice of God. And when I remember that, there's some things that I want to say that I don't say. Because I say to myself, would God say that? If I'm the voice of God, would God say that? To be honest, what I usually say is, would Jesus say that? Would Jesus say that? Right? That's right. What would Jesus do? What would God say? What would love say? Right? So the universal voice, the voice of God proclaims this. I am that which thou art. Thou art that which I am. We've heard that so many times. Ernest Holmes writes it a couple of times in the Science of Mind text. So I am that which thou art that which I am is an affirmation of I am. It is affirming who we are as an individualized expression of the divine, the voice of God, the universal voice that is the vibration of perfect harmony, never out of tune, never out of tune. Perfect harmony. We are open and we are receptive to its resonance through us and as us in all aspects of our lives, everywhere present, all knowing. Nothing is amiss, except for when we feel like it is, right? Right? But that universal voice is presence itself. There is one infinite presence, universal mind in allness. So there's a universal voice that is present and present through each and every one of us. And one of my favorite books is Practicing the Presence by Joel Goldsmith. And he quotes Brother Lawrence, who is a monk, who said to practice the presence of God all the time, daily, hourly, all the time. But we got things to do, right? We have things to do. Who has time to practice the presence all the time? But guess what happens when we don't? We start to lose the tone. We start to get out of step, off rhythm, out of sync. And then what can we do? We can gently bring ourselves back to the presence, to that universal voice. But we have to practice. We have to practice. Those of you who know, I do something every single day called Morning Sip. And SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, because the practice is everything. Imagine you're playing in an orchestra and you're the solo violinist and you decide you're not going to practice anymore. You're just going to show up and wing it. Guess what? It's going to be a hot mess because you're out of practice. So we have to practice this instrument that is a willing vessel as the universal soul, the universal voice. We have to keep it tuned up and tuned in. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So in the Science of Mind magazine, Eugene Holden does the daily affirmations in the beginning of the magazine. And he has one that I love that I want to share with you. He wrote, each of us has been given our own part to play in the orchestra of life. To play our part well, we must first know what our part is, then practice continually until we play our part by heart. Not by hard, but by heart, right? So that means regardless of what's going on, regardless if you're happy or sad, regardless if it's sunshine or rain, regardless, we are playing our part by heart. It's not conditional, this practice of being a willing vessel for the instrument of the universal voice. It's not conditional. It's with conviction. It's a conviction that you have said yes to. Yes?
Yes.
Do you see the difference? It's not conditional. I wake up this morning and because I didn't sleep well, I decide I'm not going to do my spiritual practice. It's a conviction that I have committed to that no matter what, I am doing my spiritual practice, even when I don't feel like it. Yes?
Yes.
So to play our part well, Eugene said, we must first know what our part is. What is your part? Do you know what your part is? Do you know what is yours to do? I like to say, are you connected to your yes? Do you know what your yes is? What is your part? Do you know? Have you visited with it recently? What's your part to do? In that orchestra, everyone has their part, right? The flutist can't play the part of the violins. Everyone has their part. So what is your part? That's a great journal question prompt. What is my part? What is my part? Practice continually until we play our part by heart. Continually practicing your part by heart. And I love that because sometimes we play by hard. We can be so hard on ourselves instead of applying grace and ease and being in the flow, allowing it to come forth from our heart space. Yes? So what is your heart singing? What is the voice of your heart? If your heart spoke, what would it say to you is your part? So we're in year 2023. And I don't know about you, but we're already on January 8th. And it is going by like this, it seems to me. So if you think you have time to wait to play your part, guess what? It's not promised that you will have time, this time that you think that you have, to wait until all the conditions are perfectly aligned the way that you perceive that it needs to be. The invitation is to start now, to pick up this instrument that we have been gifted with, this willing vessel, and sing using the universal voice. Sing your song. Sing your song. Listen to the universal voice. Listening is so wonderful. To listen to our intuition, tell us to go get something and we go get it. To listen within to that whisper, that still sweet whisper that guides us and directs us. How often do you intentionally listen? Eugene used this verse, this phrase, one song, many voices, right? One song, many voices. So there's a universal voice, the one, divine, God, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it. And we are the demonstration of the multiple songs that get to be expressed in the world. One song, many, one voice, many songs, many songs. I know Chris has a song. I know Sue has a song. I know Jan has a song. I know Jane has a song. I know Cheryl has a song. I know Bill has a song. I know Janet has a song. I know Amy has a song. I know Kristen has a song. I know everyone who is watching on Zoom has a song, and everyone who is listening to this has a song. That song is the universal voice. Are you listening to your song? So I want to give you 3 practices that you can use to stay in tune, right? When musicians play, what's the first thing they do?
Tune up.
They tune up, right? They tune up. So these are 3 practices you can use to tune up with the universal voice. 1, increase and deepen your spiritual practices. Increase and deepen practicing the presence. So how many of you here has a daily spiritual practice that you do? Okay, wonderful. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. You either have one or you don't. So if you have a daily spiritual practice, or if you think you have a daily spiritual practice, do it every day. And if you're already doing it every day, then let's up it. Do it in the morning and do it in the evening, right? To just release at the end of the day, to let it all out. So deepen practicing the presence. And so Rumi said this, there is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. Attune means to bring into accord, harmony, or sympathetic relationships. Tune into the voice of compassion. Tune into the voice of compassion as you're doing your daily spiritual practice. Okay? Set a bedtime intention of listening and see what comes through your dreams. I love doing that. Something usually comes through my dreams, or as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's right there, an answer to a question. Number 2, increase keeping your mind stayed on God. Increase that. Increase keeping your mind stayed on God. Not stayed on politics, not stayed on the news, not stayed on my neighbor's business. Our minds stayed on God. Stayed means your mind is not subject to change. Your mind is not subject to change. It is firm in its belief and it is firm in its knowing. And so we are tuning into trusting that there is one mind, one life, one power for good in the universe and within me, and I get to use it. Yes? I get to play that song. So that's 2. And number 3, some of you already gotten a head start. from last Sunday with your principal, to increase using your voice for good towards yourself and others. Speak to yourself as love would speak to you. Speak to yourself as the principle you shared last Sunday. So if your principle is presence, speak to yourself as presence will speak to you. Give that principle a voice daily. What would love say to me in this situation? We can be so hard. I don't need anybody to be hard on me. I could do that myself. And I used to do it really, really well. Not so much anymore. Yeah. I really love on myself. I really do. So practicing the presence of that principle in my life, what song am I singing to myself, is really important. Really important. And what songs are we singing to others? I shared this story a while ago. One of my girls, Zola, we was having some interaction, and she said to me, "Mommy, I come to you in peace and you come to me in war." Whoa. What song was I singing to her? It surely was not the voice of love. It was something else, right? And that stopped me in my tracks, and I had to like really check myself, right? So how are we engaging our universal voice, this individualized presence that God is, with others? That's why one of my principles is relationship for 2023. To be more loving towards others. And I practice that by being more loving towards myself. Yes? Yes. So does everyone have their principle? If you don't have it, you're gonna declare one for yourself and use that. That's the practice. That's the practice. So I want to conclude this with a spiritual mind treatment that was inspired by a song that I want to play. And the song is called "The Voice of God" by Dante Bowe. And I'm not going to play the whole song because the whole song is over 11 minutes. Yeah, it's a long song, but I'm going to play maybe 3 or 4 minutes of it. And then I want to share a prayer that I was inspired by Ernest Holmes that he has in the Science of Mind text. So this inspired this spiritual mind treatment. And I just invite you to take it in. Just to take it in.
I can hear it in the crackle of a bonfire, and I can hear it in the middle of the ocean water. Oh, I just can't explain, but it makes me wanna cry. And I can hear it when the rain falls on my windowsill, on a playground where children's laughter lives. Oh, I can't explain, but it makes me wanna cry. And I can hear it in the busy New York City streets, and I can hear it in the country Georgia fields of green. Oh, I can't explain, no, but it makes me wanna cry. Sounds like grandmama telling you where you come from. Said it's kinda like laughter out of the mouths of your loved ones, or catching up with an old friend, reminiscing on back when. It's like a summertime sprinkler street side with my ice cream cone. Said it sounds like a choir singing hymns, hallelujah. It's the voice of God. Yeah, it can make a grown man cry. And I can hear it on the wind of an early morning. When the fog is getting thick and the birds are chirping. Oh, it's just something I can't explain. No, but it makes me want to cry. And I can hear it in the hush of a midnight hour. When I'm alone in my room, if I'm going under. Oh, I just can't explain. No, but it brings me back to life. It's like the sound of a newborn baby crying. Hey, like the final breath of a loved one passing. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, 'cause it leads me to the light. It's like a drive-through movie. Small town with the big screen. Like grilling down in the front yard. Sometimes it's the simple things. Like storytelling with my grandpa. He was so easy to believe. Like when the sun goes up, yeah. Sometimes it's better when the sun comes down. 'Cause there's just something about the moonlight. And it can make you feel alright. Oh, it's the voice of God. And it can make a grown man cry. Yes, it can, yes, it can. It's the voice of God. It can make a grown man cry.
Voice of God, it's the voice of God.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings.